Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're reviewing Jenolite Stop Leak Sealer.
So the previous owners built on a conservatory on the back of our property, so that's behind this in our back garden, and they put on this kind of odd roof. It's not a conventional roof.
No, it's called plastisol.
It's like it looks like a corrugated plastic, but the issue with it is I don't think it's really for residential properties. I think it's more for commercial or like agricultural buildings, which I think they were trying to go for the aesthetic of us being obviously kind of a farm in farmland areas. So I kind of understand that, and maybe it was a cheaper option for them.
And in addition to that, I think that maybe the installation was slightly bodged because some of the actual bolts that they actually mounted the plastisol roof with, I don't think are necessarily 100% watertight.
Yeah, unfortunately the problem with that type of roof is that you have rivets everywhere, like
a lot of them.
Every kind of 60 centimeters or 50 centimeters there's another rivet, and of course every rivet, when it hasn't been installed correctly, then just becomes a leaking hazard.
And in addition to that, you've also got overlaying of sheets. So you've got basic sheets that overlay one another. Again, all of those kind of little things lead to all kinds of potential water ingress. So when we get driving rains in Wales, with big winds behind them, it's very easy for water to get pushed into things. And that ultimately led to us having countless leaks in our garden room.
Yeah, the dream is that one day we replace the roof entirely. But until that happens, we need to start to manage these leaks and make sure that we have something that we can quickly apply. And so we tried a whole bunch of different things. We tried kind of silicones and sealants, and we tried we actually went to the extreme of trying a lead sealant, which somebody had recommended to us. And A, they're just really messy to deal with. B, if you're having to kind of deal with them in between rains or in between storms, it takes a lot of extra work. You've got to get up there, you've got to kind of clean your hands, you've got to apply these things, and it can just get messy and a bit of a headache really quickly.
And it's time consuming, and if you don't know where the leak comes from, so we've never been able to establish where the leaks have been coming from.
Because they're so tiny.
There could be any number of places that they come through. The plastisol buckles a little bit, so you have been on the roof on your hands and knees with the silicone trying to get around each and every single rivet, and that's great. And we sometimes thought we'd done the job, and at other times, then the next rains come, and then the water's pouring down the panes again. So it really has been a massive challenge to try and get these leaks sorted out. So we were really excited when we were contacted by Jenolite, who said, we've got a product that can potentially stop your leaks. It's a spray.
It sounded too good to be true.
It sounded too good to be true. So we took it out. We went onto the roof. It was literally a 10-minute job. It's basically, you've got to spray from about 15 to 20 centimeters away from all the places that you want to potentially seal. Spray, 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 spray. 10-minute job as opposed to, the hours that we spent up there trying to silicone it.
Yeah.
And it's actually worked.
I'm not going to lie, I was pretty skeptical when I just saw this can of spray arrive. I said to Mars, are you sure we don't need something a lot thicker, like a thick kind of varnish kind of substance? It just seems a spray. And I just kind of had visions of like a hairspray. I mean, it literally, when you kind of tested it, and he sprayed it to see what was going to come out. And then I was really kind of thinking, okay, what is this even going to look like? But yeah, we've just been so surprised at how effective, simple and easy this has been.
In fact, the guys from Jenolite actually recommend just doing multiple passes with thin layers of spray. So basically you spray a thin layer, leave it for 10 minutes, do the next layer, do the next layer. So basically you do 3 thin layers.
Nice.
And it really has worked terrifically well.
Well, the first layer worked.
The first layer worked just by itself. Yeah, totally.
The first layer immediately started, we immediately started to see that we were just not getting leaks.
Yeah. And we've had some massive downpours in that time that would have definitely led to leaks inside the house. And the fact that it's blocked it out has been fantastic. The spray that we used is clear, so basically we didn't want to paint it, but you can actually paint on top of this sealant spray. It also comes in different colors. I think it comes in black. So one of the other applications is actually on gutters. So if you have got any leaks in your gutters or anything like that, the black spray is probably the way to go. And if you have got, you can also use it on windows. So if you have got any leaks in your windows, you can probably try and use that spray. I would imagine you have to be a little bit more delicate to try and protect your glass, and then you can paint over those.
It does dry clear. The only thing I would say is that it does have a slight sheen to it. And then when the rains come, you can almost kind of see where the spray is. So it's kind of like the water won't adhere to it. Like you can see that there's like
you can see big drops of water
just kind of washing away from it. So you can see where it has been sprayed when it's been raining. For us, that is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Nobody can see our roof, that side of our roof, apart from us, if we really wanted to go up there and have a look. So it had absolutely we were perfectly fine with how it applied and what it looks like. There is definitely an odor, so I would recommend using a mask, even if it's just a, you know, kind of like one of those sanding masks or something. I would recommend doing that, just because, you know, if you're spraying and even if it's a breezy day and the breeze catches the spray and it kind of comes back into your, you don't want it in your mouth or anything. So I would just recommend wearing a mask and applying it like that.
And the smell, as you said, is strong, and we actually applied it on quite a still day, and the smell of the actual chemicals lingered in the air for a while. So as you said, you know, wear a mask because it is just going to keep your lungs protected.
But then it did blow out within, I would say, 10-15 minutes. It had blown out and you couldn't smell it at all in the garden or in the area. So it doesn't really stay around for a long time. So that's really good.
It says that the product is flexible, so if you have got temperature variations, it doesn't crack. We've gone through a heat wave, we've gone through some cold weather. It has remained intact, but if for whatever reason it does crack, it's really easy to go out and just reapply it.
Yeah, I would definitely highly recommend it, especially under emergency situations where, you know, you've suddenly randomly got a leak and I don't think it would stop a gushing leak. I think if you've got, you know, high pressure water, you know, gushing out of something, I think you've got bigger problems. But if you've got like a drip leak or a fast drippy leak, and then you kind of need to deal with that fairly quickly, I don't know if you can apply it while it's wet. I think it needs to be applied when it's dry.
It does. Clean, dry surface is the recommendation.
Yeah, so in between. So for example, if you were like us and you had a leak coming around a window or a door or a roof, and then you've got the next day is quite dry, you can go outside and just wipe it dry, let it dry out, and then apply it. And then that would give you protection until you could potentially get a plumber or, you know, the window fix, the door fix, whatever. I personally think that it's a product that should really be in most households. I think it should be on that shelf that we all have, that's kind of, you know, our spare light bulbs, our WD-40, and then just a can of this, just because it gives you that reassurance that if you've got anything to deal with, and you just need something to grab and, you know, kind of handle the situation quickly, then you've got something that you know is going to give you that assurance.
So I hope that you found this video useful and interesting. If you've got any questions, please pop them below and we'll try and answer them for you.
We've also got plenty of other DIY product review videos, so we'll link one up there, but please check out the rest of our channel to see if there's anything else of interest to you.
Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button below, and we'll see you on our next video.